Good morning and welcome to this week's edition of the Travel Programme. In the studio with me, as always, is Christine Oteng, our travel expert.
Good morning, Lucy, and hello to everyone.
Are you dreaming of your next holiday? You can't wait to get away from it all. Thinking of going to an exotic, tropical destination? Well, let's have a look at some suggestions that will make your travels more rewarding and help local people too. So over to you, Christine.
Thanks, Lucy. Well, the golden rule for a true traveller is to respect the culture and environment of the country you're visiting. This is why I want to talk today about ethical travel. I'm not talking here about a weekend in Paris or a week on a Greek island, but more about tourism to more distant locations in poor, developing countries. Ethical travel is all about what to do when you're on holiday in one of these countries.
Can you give an example?
Sure. To start with, before you leave home, try to choose a travel company that gives part of its profits to a fund that supports local community projects. You know, with traditional tourism, only a very small percentage of the income generated by visitors actually goes to local people. Most of the money that tourists spend goes to multinational companies. Usually, these companies take their profits out of the country and do very little to help local communities and the local environment.
You're right. The tourist industry can be a very cutthroat business. So do you have any other suggestions on how we can travel ethically?
Sure. Choose a resort that is built with local materials in the local style or stay in local family-run hotels. Shop and eat where local people do. Use public transport and try to learn a few words of the language before you leave home. The only way to really get to know a country is to get in touch with local people.
So it can be useful to read up on the place you're going to visit and its culture before you leave home.
Of course, tourists usually see the local culture as something colourful and exotic without really understanding it very well. It's important, though, to learn about local traditions and to respect them. Do this and your holiday will be a much more rewarding experience. One more thing, do remember to always ask before taking photos.
And what about shopping? Is this against the concept of ethical travel?
Absolutely not. Shopping's always fun, but do use your head when shopping. I mean, try to buy souvenirs from local markets and always pay a fair price for goods. Bargaining's fine, but don't beat the locals down too much. One important thing, never buy souvenirs made from endangered species. This is illegal and damages the local ecosystem.
Fine. So an ethical traveller is a responsible tourist who knows how to combine the joys of travelling with a respect for the local culture and environment. Any more advice for us, Christine?
Yes, just one last thing. Follow these suggestions and your travels will be a lot more rewarding and much more fun.
I'm sure they will be. Well, thanks, Christine, for your really useful tips on how to be an ethical traveller. Well, that's all we have time for today, so goodbye, Christine.
Goodbye to all travellers, and remember, travel ethically and enjoy your holidays more.
See you soon with another edition of the Travel Programme. Goodbye.